Hello and welcome back to Megan TT Hobbies. What are we working on tonight? We are working on catching up for Adam's end of the year 90s, whatever the official name contest is. Shout out to all the teams participating, especially Team Chasing Ink. So hopefully let's finish kind of strong. We still got couple more weeks. With some of these great 90s signers, you can get it out and back still during this time. If you're like me, this is an enjoyable thing to do in the evenings. And yeah, I've been getting out a lot. I got a lot of 90s cards. It's like when I was a kid collecting. So this is fun. If my memory serves, I think I had 29 of them in part 1. So I was counting the envelopes as we went. So let's see what we get in part 2, or if we have to make part 3. Phoenix, Arizona sent the 5th of November, postmarked back from there on the 15th for my Colts PC. Keith Taylor. And he just signed them to Megan. That one's probably one of my favorites. What is that? Pro Set 90. So thanks to him, I think he might have included a note. I haven't got a chance to take a look at it. I think that just came in today or yesterday. Austin, Texas. Rio Grande District sent out on the 3rd, postmarked on the 14th. Probably haven't shared this before, especially as a kid. I was a diehard Cincinnati Reds fan since I was only living a couple hours from there. Scott, I think it's Scudder, and I feel like I don't have him for my set. So if that's the case, that's even better. 11-3 back on the 16th out of St. Louis. Index card. Yep. Peter. It's for the Blues. So, Peter Stastny. But, look at that. Nice inscription there. So, thank you to him. Charlotte, North Carolina sent out the 4th quickly return, as a lot of the NASCAR folks do. This is one of the Bodine brothers. So we have Todd Bodine. So these are action-packed from, what did we say? It's a 94. So I sent him a lot of older of his 90s cards. St. Paul, Minnesota. Sent out early December. Came back about a week later. Dan Platier. This is a 94, I think it says. And I liked this note. Hi, Megan. Please tell your boys to always strive to be their best in whatever they do, and they will always be a success. God bless, Dan. So, more words of wisdom. Let's keep trucking. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This one was cool. Sent out late on the 26th, and came back a couple weeks later. So Rich DeLucia, I want to say there was maybe a feat with that. I think maybe. So, but then he included this one for us. And then cute little note, included an extra for you. So that was really nice of him to do that. But that was definitely a pickup for the 91 Fleer, I think. Sent on the 22nd. No postmark. Parts unknown. Mr. Sid Bream with his, what, dollar, I think. Awesome track. Put some, I think I'd sent him $5 since I sent him 4 cards, and I love how he changed the different verses. So this would be his, that's his update and his regular card. So like I said, I would have sent, because I think he's one of those dollar per. And I forget where he would be then. Orlando, Florida. NASCAR related. Another in the Bodine family. Mr. Jeff Bodine. Did send a little bit newer. He's cool, action-packed. And I like that Busch Clash 93 Max card. So thank you to him for signing. So that's what, two out of 3 of the Bodines coming back. The 26th, this came back like a couple weeks later out of Provo, Utah, and it was weird because it was like postage due, but there was postage on it. I don't know, but it got delivered. Mr. Chris Chandler from my Colts, and that is a 89. This one is a 89. But luckily we get into a 95 for the Oilers, but he's in Rams. And then a set that I'm kind of sort of working on, a 1990 score. So that was just, 2 weeks or so. Back to the world of NASCAR, Charlotte. Sent out on the 15th of November, actually, and postmarked out of Charlotte on the 7th. Mike McLaughlin. Mainly in like the second tier, what would have been the Busch Series 94. Just kind of had a variety of cards to send him. And that one duplicate. Sent out on the 9th. Parts unknown. Not canceled. Mr. Tracy Whitson. He was coaching somewhere, I think for college. But I think this went to a private address. I like the green hat. That was probably, it's probably a spring training picture. Some different fun ones. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I did not expect this one to come back at all. I have not seen, I don't think, any successes for him. Came back in a couple weeks. This might have to go off to, Beckett or somebody. Mr. Bart Connor, who's married to gymnast Nadia Comaneci. But those are from the 2000s. But there's your Olympic card from 91. Is when that set came out. So that is a huge return. Minneapolis, Minnesota sent out on the 22nd. postmarked out of Minneapolis on the 7th. Signing 1 of 1 on update. Scott Leosis. A few of these are ads, a few of them are not for the set, but they were great to pick up nonetheless. It says, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Sent out on the 3rd, postmarked out of Phoenix, Arizona on the 7th. Had a couple of 91 scores. Dave Pavalis. So, I actually really like these 91 scores too. This next one, I don't know where the envelope was, but Douglas Lee. So this is a 92 wild card that he signed. He is like a bigwig of a company, and you know, I always ask him for pieces of advice for the boys, and he basically wrote back to set up a Zoom call, like with his assistant. Actually, I might be able to find this. Yeah. So, in a company in Las Vegas. And he also sent us back this picture. I need to try to bear with me to cover things up. So he ended up in the NBA a little bit too. So he sent this great picture. That's Hakeem Olajuwon that he's going over. Nice Proverbs. And he signed it to our family. Sent it like his own priority envelope to us. And then signed the card. So kids are kind of excited to set up a Zoom call with somebody that played basketball in the NBA. We'll try to do that, you know, after getting through the holidays. 22nd of November, coming back, postmarked Greensboro, Piedmont, Triad, North Carolina on the 7th. Danny Schaefer? Yeah. And then he was cool enough. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, that's what this card is. Then a testimonial card, because it's from like 2016. Sending us back a awesome Cardinals card. How we doing on time? We're going to keep cranking. Seattle, Washington sent out on the 26th of November, postmarked on the 7th. Again, random basketball stuff that I have. Coach PJ Carlissimo. This is a 90, mid-90s. And then he wrote a whole bunch of really cool, like, favorite memories. 92 Olympics, 1989 NCAA Final Four, NBA championships of 03, 05, and 07. So quite the record that he has. 22nd, coming back on the 7th of December, postmarked out of Denver, Colorado. It was kind enough, it kind of smeared, but sent that extra. And then sign that one. That is Steve Reed. San Bernardino. They've got to have a big post office in that area. Sent on the 2nd, back on the 9th. Probably one of my favorite football coaches of all time, especially since he was with the Colts, but signing on the Pro-Line portrait from, what year is that? That is from 91. Mr. Jim Mora. And then he actually signed the protective card as well. I have him for my Colts but I wanted to get him on that set card. Sent out on the 22nd, no postmark, Mr. Jeff Ballard. Nashville, Tennessee, sent out on the 3rd, postmarked on the 8th. And just if there's any questions, I don't show my envelopes. We gotta be super careful on people not having our information, just with kiddos and stuff. So that's generally why I don't show my envelopes. Actually, that is why I don't show my envelopes, because I don't want to accidentally share any piece of our, where we're located. Sign in 404, Mr. Mark Parent. And yes, that was Nashville, Tennessee. San Francisco, California, sent out on the 2nd, coming back on the 7th. Football legend and TTM football legend, Mr. Roger Craig, which I think this might be my first Raiders card signed. Didn't ask for any inscriptions, but he always hooks it up. Great signer. Signing 303. Excuse me. Sent out on the 26th, coming back from San Diego, California. Postmarked the 9th. Jesse Orozco. I don't know if we sent this card, because this thing is... whew. But I know we definitely sent those. So thank you to him for signing. Columbus, Ohio, sent out on the 2nd. Looks like postmarked the... probably the 9th, it looks like. Mr. Jim Lachey. Wonderful polar line portraits. Did anybody else have one of those pair of pants? Or wanted one of those pair of pants? I think I had some blue and white ones for the Colts. I'm not gonna lie. And I probably thought I was cool. Sent out on the 2nd, postmarked on the 9th. So these guys are cranking these things back, you know, in a week or less, which is amazing. Mr. Haywood Jeffries out of North Houston, Texas. On a fun portrait card. I think I went through the portrait cards that I have, and I knew like the kind of the quicker ones that would be successes, and I sent those out. NASCAR legend, Mr. Harry Grant. This is the 4th, postmarked at Greensboro, Piedmont, North Carolina on the 8th. Check out our website, but Harry Grant will sign anything. Like, he's awesome signing. So lots of 90s. I love this one because of the green and then how it was incorporated within his driving suit, and then just an awesome Legends one. But Harry Grant is I would say in the NASCAR world, a definite TTM legend. Greensboro, 11/26, postmarked on the 6th. Mr. Never seems to age, always is driving, Mr. Morgan Shepherd. Threw in some great of the newer ones. I've got a lot of his cards. So, and then he sent a very nice note to kiddos and then wishing us a Merry Christmas. That's something I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna send out some Christmas cards to these folks that are great signers. I've got some extra cards, and I'm just gonna send out some different Christmas cards in these next few days. South Suburban Illinois, sent out on the 3rd, back on the 13th. Mr. West Chamberlain. And he generally will personalize, but that signature is just amazing. There's a whole lot to it. So, that was cool. This one I did not expect back at all either. Out of the blue, we got really lucky. I don't know. Sent out December 3rd, postmarked out of West Palm Beach, California. World Series champ, Mr. Jack Armstrong. I loved how he added that. And then I know that's a pickup for the set. Like I said, some long shots, especially for the Reds. That World Series team is one of my all-time favorite teams, so that's really cool to get back. Tampa St. Pete sent out on the 22nd, postmarked on the 11th. Mr. Ted Power, which is he's a solid 3 per, and gives you some great signatures. So a couple for the Cardinals, and I'll never pass up sending a 91. Even though he might already have him for the set, but yeah, got to double check on that. Phoenix, Arizona, sent out on the 3rd, postmarked on the 13th. Kip Gross, unfortunately that one kind of smeared on the back there, but great little stadium club there. Again, those years of the Reds. Phoenix, Arizona, postmarked, sent the 26th, postmarked on the 13th. I thought I had sent him a totally different card, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but this one is going to count. I thought I had sent him like a different one. This is a 93-94, and that is Mr. Mike Busby with the Savannah Cardinals. I'm not even sure which level that would have been. But his advice was never take no for an answer. So that was cool. But I swear I sent him in like a different, like, classics 90s card. But that's the one we got back. And for the Cardinals, I'll take it. Front Row Joe, sent out on the 15th. Came back very recently, which means that's probably out of North Carolina. Mr. Joe Nemechek. Nice rookie. I gotta check to see if that is John Hunter, but so that would be cool to get that signed for his son that races. And then what do we have? We have some hockey. Sent on the 3rd, postmarked out of Seattle, Washington on the 22nd. Mr. Garth Butcher on these Blues cards that I have been sending out. You know, went through, picked up a bunch of the sets. So that is that. Let's get just a couple more and call it quits on this one before we have another one. Pensacola, Florida, sent out on the 8th, postmarked on the 24th. He did not spend very long with the Colts at all, but E.G. Green, which trying to look to see what even year that is. 98, I think. And unfortunately, those couple smeared, but that is that. And let's end with one more here. Let's get another TTM legend out of here. Greensboro, Piedmont, Mr. 2 per Mr. Richard Petty on the 94. I like that these were like a blue Sharpie. And then a retro rated rookie newer Donruss card. And that one was out for like a week. So that is this for that. That is it for this video. I'll have to count up and see how many points I have rolling in for this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. I've still got one more stack to get through. Have a great night.